Tonight we travel quietly to a small village in medieval Europe. Not to a battlefield, not to a royal court, but to a place far from the great cities of the world. A place where life moves slowly, where the rhythm of each day follows the rising and setting of the sun. It is the middle of the 14th century. The air is cool. The fields stretch quietly beyond the wooden houses of the village. The harvest has ended. The land rests, and the long evening settles gently over the countryside. A farmer walks slowly along a narrow dirt path leading toward his home. His work for the day is finished. The soil still clings lightly to his hands. The smell of earth and hay follows him as he moves. In the distance, the small village rests beneath a fading sky. Thin lines of smoke rise from the chimneys. Families prepare their evening meals. Children's voices echo faintly between the houses. Everything feels calm, familiar, unchanging. The farmer has lived here his entire life. He knows every path, every field, every tree that stands along the edge of the land. Nothing here surprises him. The seasons pass in their steady rhythm, and planting, growing, harvesting, rest, year after year. He reaches the edge of his field and pauses. From here he can see the entire village, a cluster of wooden homes gathered around a small church. The bell tower rises gently above the rooftops. The last light of the sun reflects softly from its stone walls. The farmer leans on a wooden fence. The evening air moves slowly across the fields. A soft breeze carries the smell of grass and distant fires. The land is quiet, peaceful. He looks toward the road leading away from the village, a narrow path used by travelers and traders. Not many pass through here. This place is far from the busy towns and markets. Most days, the world beyond the village feels distant, unimportant. Yet recently, travelers have brought strange stories, whispers of illness, of towns where people grow sick without warning, of cities where entire streets have fallen silent. The farmer does not fully understand these stories. They feel far away, like tales that belong to another world. He has heard such rumors before, stories that pass through and then disappear. Life here remains the same. The farmer turns and walks toward his home. The wooden door stands slightly open. Warm light spills onto the path. Inside, the familiar comfort of evening awaits. A small fire burns, simple food prepared. The quiet presence of family. He steps inside and closes the door. Outside, the village settles into night. The fields grow still. The sky darkens slowly above the land. The world feels unchanged. Yet beyond the quiet hills, something unseen is moving slowly across the land. And though the village rests peacefully beneath the evening sky, this calm night is the beginning of something that will soon reach even the most distant places. The night settles gently over the village. The last light of the day fades from the sky. A soft darkness spreads across the fields. Inside the small wooden homes, candles burn quietly. The farmer sits near the fire with his family. The room is warm. The sound of crackling wood fills the space. Outside, the village grows still. The narrow paths between the houses lie empty. Only the faint glow of candlelight marks where people remain awake. The farmer listens to the quiet sounds of the evening. A door closing in the distance. A dog shifting beside a fence. The soft movement of wind across the fields. Everything feels as it always has. Safe, familiar, unchanged. Yet the stories from passing travelers return to his thoughts. They spoke of sickness, of places where people fell ill without warning. of villages that grew quiet in a way that felt different from sleep. The farmer does not fully understand. Illness is not new. People grow sick, people recover. Life continues. That is the way of the world. He looks toward the small window. Beyond it, the night stretches across the land. The sky is clear. Stars shine softly above the village. Nothing in the world seems disturbed. The farmer's home is simple. A wooden table, a bench, a small bed near the wall. The fire provides both warmth and light. It has always been enough. He stands slowly and moves toward the door, opening it just slightly. The night air is cool. It carries the quiet scent of earth and grass. The fields beyond the village lie still. A thin mist begins to form near the ground. The farmer steps outside for a moment. The sky above is calm, the stars steady. In the distance, the road leading away from the village disappears into darkness. No travelers pass tonight. No carts. No distant voices. Only silence. He listens. For a long moment, nothing changes. Then, faintly, from far beyond the hills, a distant sound, difficult to place. Perhaps a cart. Perhaps the wind. The farmer waits. The sound fades. The night returns to stillness. He steps back inside, closes the door. The warmth of the fire surrounds him again. The village continues to rest. The hours pass slowly. One by one, the candles in nearby homes fade. Darkness deepens. The farmer lies down to sleep. The fire burns low. Outside, the village is quiet, peaceful, unaware that somewhere beyond the hills, the illness spoken of in distant stories is moving steadily closer, and that before many more nights pass, it will arrive here in this quiet place that has always felt so far from the troubles of the world. The night grows deeper over the village. The fields lie still beneath the quiet sky. The farmer sleeps inside his small home. The fire has burned low. Only a faint glow remains. Outside, the mist spreads slowly across the ground. It moves gently between the houses, across the narrow paths, into the open fields. The village rests. Hours pass in silence. The stars drift slowly across the sky. Everything feels calm, unchanged, yet far beyond the hills, something unseen continues to move. Not quickly, not suddenly, but steadily. As morning approaches, the air grows colder. The mist thickens slightly. The farmer stirs in his sleep, a small movement, nothing more. Then he settles again. From somewhere beyond the village, faint sounds begin to rise, very distant, barely noticeable. The soft creak of wheels, the slow movement of something traveling along the road. The farmer does not wake. The sound fades. The village remains quiet. Time passes. The first pale light of dawn begins to appear along the horizon. The sky slowly shifts from deep black to soft gray. The mist begins to lift. Shapes of the fields return. The outlines of the houses grow clearer. The farmer wakes slowly, not from noise, not from movement, but from habit. He sits up and listens. The morning feels calm, the same as always. He stands and moves toward the door, opening it gently. Cool air enters the room. The fields stretch out before him, covered in light mist. The sky brightening. Everything appears normal, peaceful. He steps outside. The ground is firm beneath his feet. The air carries the quiet scent of damp earth. From the direction of the road, something unusual appears. A cart moving slowly toward the village. The farmer watches. Travelers are not uncommon, but this cart moves differently, slow, heavy, drawn by tired animals. A single figure walks beside it. The farmer stands still. The cart approaches gradually. The wheels turn slowly over the dirt road. No voices, no greetings. Only the quiet movement of arrival. The farmer feels a small unease, difficult to explain. The morning remains calm. The sky grows brighter, yet something about this arrival feels different. The cart continues toward the village, carrying with it something unseen, something that has traveled far. And now, at the edge of this quiet place, the first signs of change begin to appear. The morning light spreads slowly across the village. The mist begins to lift from the fields. Soft sunlight touches the wooden houses and narrow paths. The farmer stands quietly, watching the road. The cart continues its slow approach. The wheels turn heavily over the dirt path. The animals pulling it move without energy, their heads low, their steps uneven. The figure walking beside the cart keeps a steady pace, silent, focused. As the cart reaches the edge of the village, a few others begin to notice. A woman pauses near a doorway. A man working near a fence looks up. People watch quietly. Travelers pass through from time to time, but this arrival feels different. The cart stops near the center of the village. The figure beside it rests a hand on the wooden side. For a moment, no one speaks. The farmer takes a few steps closer, not rushing, not afraid, just curious. The morning remains calm. Birds begin to move through the trees. The air is still cool. Everything feels ordinary. Yet something about the cart draws attention. The wood is worn, covered in dust from long travel. Cloth drapes loosely over what it carries. The shape beneath is unclear. The farmer watches as another villager approaches. A quiet exchange of words follows. Low voices, difficult to hear. More people gather. Slowly, cautiously. No alarm, no urgency. Only quiet curiosity. The farmer remains at a distance. He studies the traveler. The man's clothes are worn, his movements slow, his face tired. He has come from far away. That much is clear. The traveler speaks softly, gestures toward the road behind him. The villagers listen. Some nod, others look uncertain. The farmer feels the same quiet unease return. Something is not right, yet nothing is obvious. No loud warning, no visible danger, only the feeling that something unfamiliar has entered the village. The cloth covering the cart shifts slightly in the breeze. A faint smell reaches the air, dry, unfamiliar. The farmer notices it, subtle but present. He steps back slightly. The villagers continue to speak with the traveler. The morning grows brighter. The sun rises higher. Life in the village begins to move again. Some return to their work. Others remain near the cart. The moment passes slowly. Nothing dramatic, nothing sudden. Yet the presence of the traveler lingers, like a quiet shadow. The farmer turns and walks slowly back toward his field. The land remains peaceful, the sky clear, the rhythm of the day continues. But behind him, in the center of the village, something new has arrived. And though it cannot yet be seen, it has already begun to change everything. The morning continues quietly across the village. The sun rises higher above the fields. Warm light spreads across the land. The farmer returns to his work, though his thoughts remain with the cart. He moves slowly along the edge of his field. The soil feels familiar beneath his hands. The rhythm of the day resumes. Yet something feels different. From time to time, he glances back toward the village. Small groups still stand near the cart. The traveler remains there, speaking with a few villagers. The rest of the village begins to move again. Doors open. Voices rise. Animals are let out into the fields. Life continues, but more slowly than usual. The farmer bends to his work. pulling weeds, checking the soil. The sun warms his back. Everything should feel normal. Yet the quiet unease remains. From the direction of the village, a sound carries across the air. A cough, then another. The farmer pauses, listens. The sound fades. Coughing is not unusual. People fall ill. It happens. He returns to his work. The hours pass. The sun climbs higher. The village grows quieter again. More people remain indoors. Fewer voices drift across the fields. The farmer notices this. He stands and looks toward the houses. The movement has slowed. The small paths are less busy. The cart remains where it stopped, the cloth still covering its contents. The traveler now sits nearby, still, resting. The farmer wipes his hands and begins walking toward the village, not quickly, not urgently, just to see. As he approaches, he notices something else. A door stands open. Inside, a figure lies still. Another person sits beside them, quiet, watching. No loud cries, no alarm, just silence. The farmer stops. He does not step closer. He does not speak. The air feels heavy. The village feels different now. The sounds of the morning have faded. Even the animals seem quieter. The farmer turns slowly, walking back toward his field. The sun continues to shine. The sky remains clear, yet the calm has changed. The quiet no longer feels peaceful. The day moves forward, slowly. And in the stillness of the village, the first signs of illness begin to settle into the lives of those who do not yet understand what has arrived. The midday sun stands high above the village. The light is bright, the sky clear, yet the feeling across the land has changed. The farmer moves slowly along the edge of his field. He no longer works with the same steady rhythm. His attention returns again and again to the village. The usual sounds of the day are quieter, fewer voices, less movement. Even the animals seem unsettled. A dog barks briefly, then falls silent. The farmer wipes his hands and walks once more toward the houses. As he approaches, he notices that several doors are now closed, windows covered. The paths between the homes are nearly empty. Only a few people move outside. They walk slowly, keeping distance from one another. The cart still stands where it arrived. The cloth covering it remains undisturbed. The traveler sits nearby, leaning against the wood, his head lowered. The farmer watches from a distance. No one gathers around now. The curiosity of the morning has faded. Something else has taken its place, a quiet caution. From one of the houses, a low voice calls, then stops. The farmer hears movement inside, a soft cough, then silence. He steps closer to the well at the center of the village. Usually this place is busy. Voices, laughter, the sound of water being drawn. Now it stands empty. The bucket rests untouched, the rope still. The farmer feels the unease grow stronger. The sun continues to shine. The day remains warm, yet the village feels dim, as if something unseen has settled over it. Another villager walks past him. They exchange a brief glance. No greeting, no words, only a shared understanding that something is wrong. The farmer looks toward the road again. No new travelers arrive. The path lies empty. The world beyond the village feels distant. Silent, he turns slowly and walks back toward his field. The land remains unchanged. The crops grow. The wind moves gently across the grass. Everything outside the village feels normal, but the quiet at its center continues to deepen. The farmer pauses at the edge of his field. He looks back once more. The houses stand still, the paths empty, the cart unmoved. The day continues. Yet the village no longer feels like the place it was that morning. And beneath the bright midday sun, something invisible spreads quietly from door to door. The afternoon begins to settle over the village. The sun remains high, but its warmth feels different now. The farmer moves slowly through his field. His work continues, though without focus. From time to time, he pauses, listening, watching. The usual sounds of the village are fading. Fewer voices drift across the land. The distant laughter of children is gone. Even the animals move more quietly. The farmer sets down his tools and looks toward the houses. The stillness is growing, not peaceful, not restful, but heavy. From the village, a door opens. A figure steps outside. Slow, unsteady, they take a few steps, then stop, leaning against the wall. The farmer watches. Another figure appears behind them. Helping, supporting. No words carry across the distance. Only movement. Careful, measured. The farmer feels a quiet weight settle in his chest. He does not move closer. He remains where he stands. The afternoon light softens slightly. The sky remains clear. Nothing in the world beyond the village has changed. Yet everything within it feels different. From the direction of the well, a small group gathers briefly, then separates again, each person moving back toward their own home. No one stays together. No one lingers. The farmer walks slowly toward the edge of the field. He stops beside the wooden fence. His hands rest on the worn surface. The wood feels warm from the sun. He looks again toward the cart. Still there, unmoved, silent. The traveler no longer sits upright. His form rests against the side of the cart. Still, the cloth covering the load has not shifted. The farmer feels the unease deepen. Something has entered the village. Something that cannot be seen clearly, only felt. The afternoon continues. The sun moves slowly across the sky. Time passes, yet the rhythm of the day has broken. The farmer turns back toward his field. He resumes his work, but his movements are slower now, uncertain. The land remains calm, the sky clear, but the quiet village no longer feels like home. And beneath the stillness of the afternoon, the illness spreads quietly from one house to the next. The afternoon slowly moves toward evening. The light begins to soften across the fields. Long shadows stretch between the houses. The farmer walks quietly along the path, leading back toward the village. His steps are slow, measured. He no longer expects to see the usual rhythm of life. As he approaches, the stillness becomes clearer. Most doors are now closed, windows covered from the inside. The narrow paths between the homes lie nearly empty. Only a few figures move outside, each one alone, each one keeping distance. The farmer stops near the well. He listens. The sound of water is absent. No bucket lowered, no rope moving, only silence. From one of the houses, a faint sound carries outward, a weak voice, then a cough, then nothing. The farmer lowers his gaze. He does not step closer. He turns slowly and walks along the edge of the village. The cart remains in place, unmoved. The traveler no longer shifts. His form rests against the wood, still, unmoving. The cloth covering the cart has fallen slightly, revealing shapes beneath. The farmer does not look for long. He turns away. The air feels heavier now. The warmth of the day has not faded. Yet the village feels cold, distant. The farmer walks back toward his home. The door stands where he left it. He pauses before entering, looking once more across the village. The quiet is complete now. No voices, no movement, only closed doors. and the feeling that something has settled over every home. He steps inside. The room is dim. The fire burns low. He sits slowly, listening. Outside, the evening continues to fall. The sky darkens gradually. The fields grow still. And within the silent village, the illness deepens quietly as night approaches. The evening settles slowly over the village. The last light of the day fades behind the distant hills. A soft darkness spreads across the land. The farmer sits quietly inside his home. The fire casts a faint glow across the wooden walls. Outside, the village is almost completely silent. No voices, no footsteps, no movement along the paths. The quiet feels deeper than before. Not the quiet of rest, but something heavier. The farmer leans forward slightly, listening. From somewhere in the village, a faint sound carries through the night. A low voice, then a pause, then nothing. He closes his eyes for a moment. The day has changed more than he expected. The stories from travelers now feel real, no longer distant, no longer uncertain. The farmer stands slowly and moves toward the door, opening it just slightly. The night air is warm, still. The sky above is clear. Stars shine faintly through the darkness. Nothing in the sky has changed. The world beyond the village remains calm, yet within the small cluster of homes, something unseen has taken hold. The farmer steps outside. Ash is not falling. No storm moves across the land. The air is steady, but the silence feels different. He walks slowly along the path, each step quiet against the ground. He stops near the edge of the village, looking toward the houses. No lights move, no doors open, only stillness. From one home, a faint glow remains behind a window. From another, nothing. The farmer does not approach. He remains at a distance. The night deepens. The air grows slightly cooler. The land rests beneath the quiet sky. Yet the feeling remains. Something has changed. Something that cannot be seen clearly, only felt. The farmer returns slowly to his home, closing the door behind him. The fire burns low. The room grows dim. He sits once more, listening to the silence. The night passes slowly, and within the quiet village, the illness continues its silent spread. Unseen but growing stronger with each passing hour. The night grows deeper over the village. The sky is dark and still. Stars shine faintly above the quiet land. The farmer remains awake, seated near the fading fire. The glow of the embers casts soft light across the room. Outside, the silence continues. No footsteps, no voices, no movement between the houses, only the stillness of the night. The farmer listens carefully. From time to time, faint sounds reach him, a weak cough, a shifting movement, then silence again. He does not move, he does not go outside. The night feels different now, not calm, not peaceful, but heavy, as if the air itself carries something unseen. The farmer looks toward the small window. The sky beyond is unchanged, clear, quiet, endless. Yet the world inside the village feels distant from that calm. He stands slowly and steps toward the door, opening it just enough to look outside. The path lies empty. The house is dark. The cart still stands where it arrived, a shape in the night, unmoving. The farmer steps outside for a moment. The ground feels firm beneath his feet. The air is warm, but still, too still. He looks toward the houses. No doors open, no figures move. The village rests in complete silence. From one house, a faint light flickers briefly, then disappears. The farmer breathes slowly. He senses the change more clearly now. Something has settled over the village. Something that moves quietly from one home to another, without sound, without warning. He steps back inside, closing the door. The room feels smaller now, the air warmer. He sits again near the fire. The embers glow faintly, then dim. The night continues. Time passes slowly. The farmer lowers his head slightly, listening, waiting. Outside, the village remains silent, and beneath the stillness of the night, the unseen illness continues its quiet spread through the sleeping homes. The night passes slowly over the village. The darkness remains deep and still. The farmer eventually lies down beside the fading fire. Sleep does not come easily. The silence feels different now. He listens, eyes closed, aware of every small sound. From somewhere in the distance, a faint movement. Then, stillness again. Time moves quietly. Hours pass. The fire burns down to ash. The room grows colder. Outside, the sky begins to change. Very slowly, a faint, pale light appears along the horizon. The first sign of morning. The farmer opens his eyes. He has not fully slept, only drifted in and out of rest. He sits up slowly, listening. The silence remains. No morning sounds. No animals moving. No early voices. The village does not wake as it usually does. The farmer stands and walks to the door. He opens it. Cool air enters the room. The fields stretch before him, covered in light mist. The sky grows brighter, yet the village remains still. Too still. No doors open. No figures step outside. The paths lie empty. The farmer steps forward, looking carefully. The cart remains where it stood, unchanged. The traveler unmoving. The cloth hanging loosely. The morning light reveals more than the night allowed. The shapes beneath the cloth, the stillness, the absence of movement. The farmer does not approach. He turns his gaze toward the houses. No smoke rises from the chimneys. No fires lit. The village remains silent. The farmer walks slowly along the path, each step careful, measured. He stops near the well, the bucket still untouched, the rope unmoved, the water below still. The morning light spreads across the land. The sky brightens. The fields awaken. But the village does not. The farmer stands quietly, watching, listening, understanding slowly. Something has changed, not in the land, not in the sky, but within the homes. And as the first morning of this new day begins, the village remains silent beneath the growing light. The morning light continues to spread slowly across the village. The sky grows brighter with each passing moment. A soft, pale gold touches the rooftops and the narrow paths between the houses. Yet, the village remains still. The farmer stands quietly near the well. He listens carefully. No doors open. No voices rise. No animals are led out into the fields. The usual sounds of morning are absent. The silence feels complete. He begins to walk slowly along the main path, each step measured, careful. The ground beneath his feet is firm. Nothing in the land has changed. The fields remain green, the sky clear, the air cool and calm. Yet the village itself feels distant, unfamiliar. He approaches the first house. The door is closed. No movement inside, no sound. He pauses, then continues walking. At another house, the door stands slightly open. The farmer stops. He does not step inside. He remains at the threshold. The morning light falls across the doorway. Inside, the room is dim, still. The shape of a figure lies unmoving. Another sits nearby, head lowered, silent. The farmer steps back slowly. He does not speak. He does not linger. He turns and continues along the path. The silence deepens. At the edge of the village, he sees another figure, moving slowly, unsteady. They walk only a few steps before stopping, leaning against a wall, breathing heavily. The farmer watches from a distance. The figure does not look up, does not speak, only stands there. Still, the farmer feels the weight of understanding begin to settle. The stories carried by travelers, the quiet warnings, the distant illness. It has arrived, not suddenly, not loudly, but quietly. The farmer looks toward the fields. The land beyond the village remains unchanged. Birds move in the distance. The wind touches the grass. The world continues. Yet within the village, something has shifted completely. He walks back toward his home. The path remains empty. The cart still stands in the center, unmoved, unattended. The cloth now hanging loosely. The morning light reveals more clearly what the night concealed. The stillness of everything around it. The absence of life. The farmer passes it without stopping. He does not look closely. He does not need to. He reaches his doorway, pauses, looks once more across the village. No smoke, no voices, no movement, only closed doors and the quiet presence of something unseen within them. He steps inside slowly. The room feels colder now. He sits near the place where the fire once burned. Ash remains, cold, still. The farmer lowers his head slightly, breathing slowly, listening. The morning continues to grow brighter outside. The sun rises higher. The land awakens, but the village remains silent. And in the stillness of this quiet morning, the full weight of what has arrived begins to settle across the lives of those who remain. The morning continues, but the village does not return to life. The light grows stronger. The sun rises higher above the fields, yet the stillness remains. The farmer sits quietly inside his home for a long moment. He listens, but the silence does not break. No footsteps pass his door. No voices call from the paths. The world outside feels distant. He stands slowly and moves toward the doorway again. The air is warmer now. The sunlight clear. Everything beyond the village appears unchanged. The fields stretch wide and open. The wind moves gently across the grass. Life continues outside, but within the village, something has stopped. The farmer steps out and begins walking once more. His movements are slow, careful. He does not hurry. There's nowhere to go. Nowhere that feels different. He walks toward the center again, past the well, past the cart. Still unmoved, the shapes beneath the cloth remain still. The farmer lowers his gaze as he passes. He does not stop. He continues along the path. At another house, the door now stands fully open. The light falls inside, revealing the stillness within. A figure lies unmoving. Another sits beside them. No movement, no sound. The farmer feels the weight of the moment grow heavier. He steps back again. The silence is no longer uncertain. It is clear. The illness has taken hold, quietly, completely. The farmer walks further, each house the same. Closed doors, still rooms, faint signs of life fading into stillness. No cries, no panic, only quiet. As if the village itself has chosen silence. He stops near the edge of the path, looking across the houses. The entire place feels paused, suspended. The sky above remains clear. The sun warm. The land outside alive. But within the village, time feels different, slower. He turns slowly and walks back toward his home. The ground beneath his feet feels heavier, each step deliberate. He reaches his doorway and pauses again, looking out across the stillness. The cart, the houses, the empty paths. The farmer breathes slowly. The world has changed, not with noise, not with warning, but with quiet certainty. And as the morning continues, the village remains suspended in silence beneath the rising sun. The day moves forward slowly. The sun now stands higher above the village. Its light is strong, clear, unchanged. The world beyond the houses continues as it always has. The fields stretch wide and open. The wind moves gently across the grass. Insects hum faintly in the warmth of the day. Life outside the village remains steady. Unaware, the farmer sits just inside his doorway. He watches the light move across the ground. Time passes, but nothing within the village changes. The silence remains. Deep, unbroken. After a long while, he stands again. The stillness has settled into something familiar, not comforting, but expected. He steps outside and walks slowly along the path once more. His steps are quieter now, careful, as if he no longer wishes to disturb what remains. He moves past the same houses, the same open doors, the same unmoving shapes within. The air feels warm, yet empty. No voices carry. No movement shifts the stillness. Even the animals have disappeared. No dogs, no birds settling on the roofs. The village feels removed from the rest of the world. The farmer reaches the center again. The well remains untouched. The rope hangs still, the bucket unmoved. He places his hand on the wood briefly, then lets it fall. There is no need for water now, no need for the ordinary rhythm of the day. He turns slowly, looking toward the road. The path that once brought travelers, stories, change, now it lies empty, quiet. The farmer stands there for a long moment, watching, listening, but nothing arrives. No new movement, no sound from beyond the hills. The world outside continues, but it no longer reaches this place. He begins to walk again, slower now. The heat of the day grows stronger. The sun moves across the sky. Shadows shorten, then slowly begin to stretch again. Time passes, but the village remains the same, still, silent. The farmer returns to his home once more. The doorway feels smaller now, the room darker. He steps inside and sits again. The ash from the fire remains cold, undisturbed. He rests his hands on his knees, breathing slowly. The quiet presses gently against everything. Hours pass like this, without change, without sound. The sun begins to lower. The light softens once more. Evening approaches, but the village does not prepare for it. No fires are lit, no meals prepared, no voices rise. The cycle of the day has stopped. The farmer looks toward the door again. The fading light reaches into the room, touching the floor, the walls, then slowly pulling back. The world moves toward night once more. But this time, the quiet remains. And as the sun begins to set beyond the fields, the village rests in complete stillness, unchanged by the passing of time. The light of the day begins to fade. The sun lowers slowly beyond the fields. Warm gold turns to soft gray. Long shadows stretch across the empty paths of the village. The farmer sits once more at the doorway of his home. He watches the light move across the ground. The day passes quietly, without change, without interruption. The silence remains, not broken by voices, not disturbed by movement. Only the slow passing of time. The farmer breathes slowly. The air is warm, still, the same as it has been all day. Yet everything feels different. The world beyond the village continues. The fields remain alive. The sky vast and open. But within the small cluster of houses, something has ended. The farmer stands and takes a few steps along the path. The ground feels familiar beneath his feet. Yet the place no longer feels like home. He walks toward the center again. The well stands as it always has. The cart remains where it arrived, the cloth hanging loose, the shapes beneath still. The farmer pauses. He does not look closely. He does not need to. The meaning is clear now. He turns slowly and looks toward the houses, each one silent, each one closed. The fading light touches the wooden walls, then slips away. The farmer begins to walk back toward his home. His steps are slow, unhurried. There's no reason to rush. No work remains. No voices call. No tasks wait. The day has passed without its usual rhythm. Evening approaches, but the village does not change with it. No fires are lit. No meals prepared. No gathering of people. The cycle has stopped. The farmer reaches his doorway and sits once more. The light fades further. The sky above deepens into soft blue, then darker still. The first stars begin to appear. Small, distant, unchanged. The farmer looks upward for a moment. The sky remains calm, endless. The world beyond this place continues without pause. But here, within the quiet boundaries of the village, everything remains still. The air cools slightly. The light disappears completely. Night settles once more. The farmer remains where he is, listening, breathing. The silence surrounds him. Not sudden, not sharp, but constant, and as darkness fully covers the village, the quiet remains, deep and unbroken beneath the calm night sky. The night returns to the village. Darkness settles slowly over the houses. The last traces of daylight disappear beyond the fields. The sky above is deep and still. Stars spread quietly across the horizon. The farmer remains seated near the doorway. He has not moved for a long time. The silence has become familiar now. Not something to listen for, but something that simply is. The air is cool, the ground still. No wind moves through the village. No animals stir in the darkness. Everything rests. The farmer looks across the empty path. The shapes of the houses are faint in the night. The cart remains where it stands, a darker shape among the darkness, unchanging. The farmer lowers his head slightly, his breathing slow, steady. The night feels endless. Time moves quietly, without measure, without interruption. He closes his eyes for a moment, not sleeping, just resting. The quiet allows his thoughts to drift. The memory of the day returns, the cart arriving, the silence growing, the absence of life where there should be movement. He opens his eyes again. Nothing has changed. The village remains still, the sky unchanged, the stars distant. The world continues beyond this place. But here, time feels paused. The farmer stands slowly. He steps outside fully now. The ground beneath his feet is cool. The air carries no scent of fire, no sound of voices, only the stillness of night. He looks once more toward the road. The path disappears into darkness. No travelers come, no movement approaches. The world beyond the hills feels far away. The farmer walks a few steps along the path, then stops. There is nowhere to go, no place that feels different. He turns back, returning to his doorway. Sitting once more, the night deepens. The stars shift slowly overhead. Time passes, unnoticed, uncounted. The silence remains complete. The farmer listens, but there is nothing to hear. Only the quiet presence of the night. And as the hours pass, the village remains unchanged, resting in stillness beneath the endless sky. The night continues without change. The village remains still beneath the dark sky. The farmer sits quietly, his back resting against the wooden frame of his doorway. The silence no longer feels unfamiliar. It has settled into the air, into the ground, into everything that surrounds him. He does not expect it to break. He no longer listens for voices or footsteps or movement between the houses. There's nothing to return. The world within the village has grown quiet in a way that feels complete. The farmer lifts his gaze slowly toward the sky. The stars remain steady, unchanging, distant, the same as they have always been. The world beyond the village continues. Unaware, unmoved, the fields stretch outward into darkness. The wind moves faintly across the distant grass. Life remains there, but here within the boundary of the village, everything has come to rest. The farmer closes his eyes for a moment. The quiet surrounds him, not heavy now, not frightening, simply present. Time passes, without sound, without movement, without measure. He breathes slowly. The air is cool, still. The night deepens further. The shapes of the houses fade even more into shadow. The cart becomes part of the darkness. The path disappears. The village blends into the land. The farmer remains where he is. He does not move. There's nothing left to do, nothing to change. The day has passed. The night continues, and the stillness remains. Gradually, the farmer lowers his head. His body grows still, his breathing slow and steady. The quiet allows him to rest. Not sleep at first, but something close to it, a calm acceptance of the silence. The world has changed, quietly, completely, and now, beneath the endless sky, the village rests in stillness, untouched by the movement of the world beyond it. The night remains still over the village. Nothing moves. Nothing changes. The farmer sits quietly, surrounded by the silence that has settled across the land. The sky above is calm. The stars steady. The world beyond continues as it always has. But here, within the quiet village, everything has come to rest. The fields lie still, the houses silent, the path empty. The farmer lowers his head gently, his breathing slow. Even. The stillness surrounds him completely now. Not heavy, not uncertain, just quiet. Time passes without notice. The night deepens. The sky remains unchanged, and beneath the calm stars, the village rests in silence as history continues. Quietly beyond the hills,